Ken Kreitzer, Vets Media. Jaydan Mays, great to see you. Solid win on Saturday down at Tulsa. Tell us a little bit about what was the feel for the defense? You limited Tulsa to 7 points. How did it feel?
It was great. Like always, being out there with the guys, doing our job. It just felt great to keep Tulsa, an offense that would present some challenges to us. Obviously, we saw in the first quarter them scoring early, matching us, and then just we thought it was gonna be a dogfight for the whole game. And then just right after that, we got off the field and then off the field again. It just seemed like we just dominated them. Ended up dominating them as a team, as a defense, and then just slowly deteriorated for them. And after that, before you know it, it's 28-7, and we're on the hot tide.
What was it like? It was unique that Tulsa tried two different quarterbacks. Cooper Legas on rushing downs. He rushed 17 times. But then you had Kirk Francis going 16 of 22 passing. And what was it like to have two different quarterbacks that you were playing against in the same series?
Well, obviously it presented some challenges, but obviously the coaches, like Coach Woody, makes great calls, knowing the situation, knowing the personnel, who's on the field, who's in their huddle before they break, get us in a good call, and just knowing that the guys up front will stop him if he runs, if it's a running quarterback, and the guys in the back end will stop, like minimize the passing yards that they try to have. If the passing quarterback comes in, they have to be ready for both, any scenario.
Very good. You know, I guess we've talked a little bit, Coach Woody, about trying to get a pass rush, but also being back on defense, not letting anything over your head. How do you feel like you're doing on that? You gave up only 7 points this past week. You're in the top 10 defenses in the country. How do you feel like you're maturing? You're in the with the cornerbacks and the safeties.
I feel like our chemistry is getting a lot better since the start of the season. Obviously, we've never played, like all four of the DBs have never played together on the field before this year. But it just seems like there is a understanding with each other, knowing like, okay, I can do this because I know he'll be in his spot and do his job because that's what we're on the field to do. So as a defense, I think we're doing pretty good, especially like the back seven doing a really good job in blanket coverages and just making the quarterback think too much is what we like to do, and just get him to throw it, check it down, and rally up, make the tackle.
And you got UAB, Alabama, Birmingham coming in on Saturday. What do you see in their offense, and how do you prepare for a team's receivers? Do you get a chance to watch film on each of the receivers?
Yes, sir. We watch film and just go out there and practice. The scout team does a really great job, especially these last couple of weeks of trying to mimic the receivers and just run their plays full speed. So we get like a game day rep before the game shows up. So we do a really good job. Scout team does a really great job, and then just knowing, okay, this is what that team likes to do in specific, and this is how we like to counter that. And just playing your assignment, doing your role, knowing that do your 1/11th, knowing that there are 10 of the guys on the field that have your back.
How does it feel to be recognized by the coaches and your teammates wearing a Ranger jersey?
It's a great feeling. I think it's a better feeling that we all have a Ranger jersey. Most people on defense have Ranger jerseys this week. If we score 7, or if we give up 7 or less points, everybody on defense gets a Ranger jersey that played a significant amount. So it's just great when we're out there at practice and seeing multiple guys, multiple 1 deep, 2 deep players having Ranger jerseys, and like there's more Ranger jerseys than regular jerseys out there. So it's just a great feeling that knowing that if there is a situation where a starter cannot perform, that the next person that steps in will be able to perform just as well, or if not better, as that person.
Well, you're a top 10 defense in the nation, and it's great to see how it's grown over the season so far. Got our colleagues online.
I think.
Who we got?
It's just you on this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead. Hey, Jaydan, Ken McMillan, Times Herald record.
How you doing, Ken?
Good. Hey, Jaydan, question. Yeah, I'm not going to get you in trouble here, but what are your thoughts about Jeff Monken as head coach? What impresses you about him?
I think he's a really great coach. There's very rarely a time where he is focusing on like his individual effort and focusing on what can he do and what will we do as a team to get better. Other coaches you see across the country are just doing like flashy things, trying to get most of the attention for their guys. I feel like Coach Monken really cares about us and cares about this program. And obviously, he has turned this program around significantly since he's been here. So having a head coach that knows that that cares makes you play a lot better for yourself, for everybody else that's out there. And just knowing that he has your back will make you have his back as well.
Obviously, you have a lot of coaches. You have an OC, you have a DC, but he's the head coach. Do you ever get amazed at how he's able to keep everything together?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of moving parts go into a program, especially a lot of moving parts go into winning a football game, whether it be offense, defense, staff and faculty, meetings, recruiting, everything that he does. He's able to keep it all together and I think he said he's been coaching for 37 years, I think. So, I mean, he has experience doing it, so he's done a really good job. So, yeah, it's definitely amazing to me that he can do what he does and still be around and present. Like, we'll see him in the hallways. He'll talk to you about your hometown. How's your mom doing? He'll be real personal with you. And he has time to know all his players and know, like, what's going on. Someone's going through a struggle. He'll stop and talk to you about it. So he really cares. Like, he's around. And you feel like you can go approach him if you need anything.
I know you guys aren't really allowed to talk about people or media looking at you guys and saying, wow, this Army team's pretty special. And of course, people think that you have a shot at the CFP later this year. Just to be in that conversation, just to be able to get on ESPN and say, hey, these are the top 5 group of 5 teams, and Army's one of them. As a football player, how does that feel?
It feels great to be recognized. Obviously, you want to be known on the biggest stage, but then there's also the humbling moment of you would not be there without the hard work that you put in and the people around you have put in, like over the summer. Like, this started back as soon as Navy ended last year, we started this season. So I feel like everybody understands that this did not come from just like, oh, it's just our luck and just our time to shine. There's definitely hard work and sweat, blood and tears put into this. But yeah, it's definitely great to get some recognition from media, like your friends send you messages saying, oh, look at what your team's doing. And all you can do is just smile, so it feels really good. But obviously there's still work to be done to get to that where we want to be. But yeah, I think everybody understands that there's a bigger goal at hand. We just got to keep working. Can't be complacent.
I don't mean to be a nudge here, but I think 2 weeks ago you had trouble with a punt. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Tell the average person, how easy or how difficult is it really to field a punt?
It's definitely nerve-wracking, I would say. You're the only person back there. Everybody in the stadium is looking at you. And the ball, there's many ways a punt can be kicked, whether it be an end over end or a spiral kick that moves away from you late. And then you have to focus on people running down at you, whether you're going to make a fair catch or not. I made a mistake. Just let it get to me. Didn't look it all the way into the tuck and dropped the ball. Fortunately, I was able to recover it in the pile. So it wasn't.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that because I mean you reacted real fast. You must have felt good about that, but then thought, oh boy, I'm going to hear it when I get to the sideline.
Yeah, it was definitely a get the ball back or you're going to hear it. So there's definitely some motivation to fight for it in the pile. But fortunate enough to get it back. Yeah, hopefully no more troubles with punts.
All right, cool. Well, good luck with that. Last thing, you've been with West Point for a couple of years now. Other than football, the game itself, what do you like about Saturdays at West Point?
I kind of like how you said not to talk about football, but like everybody, the whole core is in the stadium. So like after the game's over, you'll go back to your room or go out in Highland Falls, and like you'll see somebody that was at the game, and they'll be like, "You play football, don't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I play football." And they're like, "That was a great game you guys played. You guys really did a really good job against that team or whatever." Just those comments that like shows that we have the support from the Corps Cadets, and that like they don't think it's just, oh, we have to be at this football game. They enjoy going to football games, and that also makes it fun to play. It's like knowing that you have the Corps sitting in the end zone, whether to be help you out on a 4th down play or celebrate when we score. It's a great feeling to have them behind our backs, and just the people in the community around that support Army football is a really great feeling. Like I said, you can go out to Newburgh, 30 minutes away, But oh, you play Army football? Yeah. I was at the game this week, whatever. I'll watch you guys every week. It's just a great experience.
Yeah, I know a lot of college football teams have their players sort of march in, but that must be cool too, walking into the stadium the way they do this.
Yeah, the Black Knight Alley walks up definitely something special, especially for the fans. I think they get to see the players up close and personal, and then once you get into the tunnel, it's game time. So it's definitely a resetting moment for the game, and then like warm up happens, and then all of a sudden we're running out through the front of the tunnel with the flyover, cannons are going off, and it's time to play.
Cool. Jaydan, thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you, Ken. Appreciate it.
Hey Jaydan, it's Sal from Black Knight Nation. How are you?
Good, Sal. How are you?
Good. I got a couple quick questions for you. One, against Tulsa, you guys were on the field a little bit more than you're used to. The time of possession was kind of flipped. But you only gave up, the 7 points. What made the defense just kind of and fourth down you denied Tulsa? What do you think played a role in your success there?
I think just like I said, the hard work of our team, knowing that we got this far because of hard work, and knowing that we're playing for the guys to our left and our right, and that there's a shared understanding of what we want to do on the field and what we need to do to be successful. So yeah, we were on the field more than the offense was, surprisingly. As an Army football player, it's crazy to say that, but yeah, I think we were prepared for it, condition-wise. Strength stats does a great job of getting us prepared to play in the games that would be abnormal temperatures for us. But when you got on the field, all that goes out the window. You just focus on your job and technique and do what you need to do to win the game.
Hey, last one is you got defense playing well, not allowing many points. Is there a sense of confidence among you guys, or is that like built each week after each game, after each strong performance?
It definitely lightens you up in the moment, but then like Coach Mungan says, once you get on the plane, you get back to West Point. We practice on Sunday the next day, so we watch mistakes that we made, focus more on the bad rather than the good, to see what we can improve on, because there's always room for improvement no matter what happens. And then from Sunday on, it's the next team the next week. So there's definitely an enjoy it for the moment mindset, and then you have to realize that you're playing a whole different game next week. There's a whole different offense, maybe a whole different scheme they like to do. So you can't ride on that high for too long and bring it back to reality. You can't get complacent at all, because you know that it's hard to win a college football game no matter who you play for, who you're playing against, what you're doing. So that focus has to be there every week.
Is there a sense when you guys step on the field for the first series that there's confidence among you guys that you guys can get the job done?
Yes, sir. There is, definitely. No matter if defense is out first or offense is out first, there's a confidence that we're playing to win. We have to set the tone early and keep the ball rolling, and just let them know that it's gonna be a rough game.
I appreciate it. Good luck on Saturday, Jay.
Thank you, Sal. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jay. You're good.
Thanks, Jayden. Good to see you.
Good
Have a good
to see you.
evening.
You too.